Welcome, Capricorn, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 13th of April for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week first, then on screen, your event chart on Monday always provides an influential backdrop. I'll then go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect by the end of the video in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. So over the last 10 weeks, just shy of that, Mercury, the planet of communication, has been in the water sign of Pisces, which it's not very keen on being in, but it's still the third house for you. So if you used your intuition as well as your mental faculties, there may have been some important conversations or developments. But through that period, we've had the shadow phases and also the retrograde too. And if things have been muddled, or you've got bogged down, or your nervous system has just felt really quite overwhelmed, it wouldn't be a surprise. Well, I've got great news for you at the start of this week about an angle that Mercury forges, but it's also then going to be moving home. We've also got a lot of energy in the part of your chart to do with how you feel about things, but in the most playful and joyful part of your scope, we've got the beautiful Venus, and she's forging a stunning link to Jupiter, the planet of fortune. When it comes to your love or social situations, that could be particularly significant. Now, we have a new moon on Friday. It's a very special new moon because it's in the fourth house, but also in a conjunction with Chiron. The fourth house is a very moon-like house, but Chiron very much to do with healing. What's the significance for the following months? By the end of the week, your ruler Saturn is going to meet up with Mars in Aries for the first time in 28 years. That's a rather unusual event then. What's that going to mean for you too, Capricorn? So on the screen now, your event chart. And there's Mercury in the sign of Pisces. And if you have been able to blend your listening to your inner voice, particularly with the help of the North Node, with your communications, you may have had some very heartfelt chats. But it's just that Pisces does take the edge off Mercury's crispness. But at the start of this week, there could be a brilliant conversation. Mercury arcing towards Uranus, it's exact Tuesday. Just know, suddenly, after all the sort of like bogged downness, something really sparkling can ensue. And I told you about Venus. Look at that link with Jupiter. So Venus is in the most romantic part of your chart, is the planet of love, but also the planet of fashion. If you want to give yourself a glamorous makeover, that's something you could think of. But that link with Jupiter can be seriously lucky. So if you have met someone or you meet someone at the start of this week, it could be particularly significant. But one of the things that I think is going to be the key for any part of your life is that you feel comfortable in it, particularly with Mars in a conjunction with Neptune on Monday. Now, Mars is going to move forwards and later this week on Sunday meet with Saturn, but in the journey links back to Pluto. So if you are changing any part of your physical home, whether it is to do with improving it structurally, decoratively, refitting it, that's a really good thing to be doing at this time. But whether it's about work or the aforementioned romance, how does it feel? If you're enjoying the atmosphere of where you work, why not? If you're enjoying being with someone, there are just those little pauses, no one frets because you just feel really comfortable. Well, that's a fabulous thing to have. And that's what this week, a lot of it is about. Do you feel at ease in your environment? Now, if you share a flat, a property with other people, it might be to do with that. If it is to do with your home, is there good energy around your family dynamics at the moment? And at work, are you with people that, you can be yourself with? And if you have the occasional bad day, someone will make you a cup of tea and just give you some support. So fourth house energy is very much to do with nurture. But Mars is very much to do with action, Saturn restriction, Neptune can be to do with dreams and confusion, and Chiron can be to do with where we hurt emotionally. So there could be challenges this week, but definitely opportunities, not least with Mercury moving there. So if you have been waiting to get a contractor in to help you get something done, and they've proved elusive, I think the energy, the urgency that comes from Aries energy can hurry things along. Mercury in the fourth house can find it a little bit more difficult to say how it feels, but less so, I think, in Aries. But that's new moon on Friday. The symbolism is very strong. If you have Chiron in your fourth natal house, you may have had a major loss when you were a child. It could have been to do with a parent figure. It may have been to do with a lack of nurture in your life, but you've probably become very skilled at leaning into other people's needs. But it's important to lean into our own needs. So if there are unresolved issues that go right back to your childhood, I think that new moon gives you a fabulous opportunity to think about it, reflect, talk to someone, perhaps engage with personal development courses, anything which helps you to release what's no longer serving you in the here and now. But I must stress, for all that sensitivity this week, the glittering alliance between Mercury and Uranus, Venus and Jupiter gives you a lot of potential. I'm going to recap the four areas of energy, work, relationships, and finance next. But just to say, I've reduced the price of my personal horoscope reports. You can now pay for one and get three. Why have I done it? Because clearly a lot of people are feeling the pinch, one. Two, I want to make them more accessible to more people. They're totally unique for each person they're produced for and help you to understand your life journey better, but also to plan your future moves just at the right time. Please see the link below for more. Now, if you've yet to watch your Gemini 84-year cycle video on the screen, your Mars in Aries 6-week forecast on the screen. If you'd like to work with me directly, please check out my testimonials. I work with people all over the world, every continent. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily horoscope, fire to your device each morning for your celestial pit stop early in the day, you can do so by signing up under the video. Now, to summarize, when it comes to demonstrating your brilliance, I think you have a great opportunity this week. So if you work in an environment that's creative, you could really sparkle. Your romantic situation, as long as you feel comfortable with that person, also looks good. If you're not enjoying the atmosphere where you work or at home, it may need attention, but the new moon can help you with that. But something that's been stuck or bogged down around communications can speed up. But just to say around money, the fifth house can be about speculation. The second house, where Pluto is still continuing to forge a very strong link with your ruler. And when Mars inches forwards, links back. So I think some Capricorns genuinely could have some up news around a property. It may be that you've applied for a rental. It may be to do with social housing, gives you more security. It may be that you have a valuation on your existing owned home and it turns out to be better than you thought. It may be that you're going to list the property you've got and interest will soon follow. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Capricorn. I'm sorry about the thunderstorm in the background. It was quite loud at one point. Have a great week. All the best and goodbye.